Joining me today are two experts, celebrity dog groomer Jess Rona and Hills veterinarian Dr. Kristen Wuellner. So, first things first, Jess, give me the dirt. What are the current trends in dog grooming? What requests do you get specifically during the holiday season?
I love that you said dirt, because I avoid it when I'm as a groomer. I want all my dogs clean. But I feel like pet parents are always looking for fun ways to make their dogs stand out for holiday photos, and especially in social media photos. I think the biggest trends or the biggest requests I get are a fun splash of color on the tail or ears, or a cute teddy bear cut, or my favorite, which is short all over, but leaving boots, little booties.
Oh, that is adorable. Okay. I absolutely have to ask, what is the most wild, or should I say unique, grooming request that you've ever had?
Well, one of the craziest things was, I don't know if it's actually that crazy. I think it's kind of sweet, but someone asked me to save their dog's fur so that they can make it into a sweater.
Oh,
I don't know if you've heard of this,
no.
but someone asked me to save dog's fur for insulation for their camper van. I'm not kidding.
Wow. What should we avoid putting out where they can reach? And what do you see come in a lot to vet clinics in terms of like ingestions or just, emergencies?
So there are definitely a few safety watchouts that are unique to the holidays. So, you are already stealing my thunder where you're like, what should they not have in reach? So when we think the holidays, we always think of food. And I will say there are some holiday foods that we definitely want to avoid feeding as table scraps. So Miss Hazel, you can't have any of these. Turkey skin, any of the bones, whether they're cooked or raw, we don't want to give any bones at all. Things like chocolate, grapes, raisins, onion, garlic. Those are the things that we definitely want to avoid giving them in any quantity at all. I will say in the clinic, typically, the pets unfortunately have gotten, one of these things. And so oftentimes we have to treat, it can be as mild as, some GI cases, that we can send home the next day. And unfortunately, some have to be hospitalized. So definitely want to avoid those foods if at all possible. And then, I don't know how much of a shift maker your pup is, but, mine certainly can get into some things. So I always make sure that, new holiday plants or floral arrangements, things like garland, ornaments, making sure those are out of, jaws and nose boop areas, so that way they potentially can't knock them down and even eat them as well, which would definitely cause an obstruction, which we would not want during your holiday season.
She had a foreign body surgery because she ate a corn cob. So one of her many nicknames is corn cob.
Yes, definitely no corn cobs this holiday season, Hazel.
And some pet owners I found were actually like giving corn cobs as treats. So they weren't aware that it could cause an obstruction or what damage it could do. So I feel like Hazel here has kind of raised some corn cob awareness, if you will.
She's doing the good work for us, Hazel. I hate that it happened the way it did, but I'm glad you're bringing some awareness to it.
Of grooming, is there anything that we should know about grooming safety, especially if somebody's going to try to do one of these fancy things that Jess does at home? Or for instance, where I live, it's very, very cold, lots of snow, not right now, knock on wood, but typically. So any grooming safety tips that either of you could pass on?
I mean, as far as from a groomer standpoint, groomers can see things on the skin and detect things in the teeth and ears before pet parents. And so I think it's just important to take your dog to a professional groomer regularly, just so we can catch things, just in case dogs have to go to the vet.
And what about dyeing your pets different colors? I mean, having a groomer professionally doing it. I'm not at all endorsing trying that at home. There's a lot of folks that I don't think understand what you're using to color the animal and if that poses any risk to them. Could you elaborate on that a little bit?
Yes, I'm so glad you asked because just think of it like conditioner with pigment in it. It's just like they're getting their coat conditioned. They do not, it doesn't smell bad. It's made for dogs. It's totally vegan. The bigger thing is like if a dog is neglected with their dental or their nails are too long, that's where pet parents should be concerned, not with coloring the dogs. It does not hurt them at all.
Okay, that's so good to know. We've talked about the bad things that dogs can eat. Can we talk a little bit about the good things? Maybe a healthy, nutritious holiday dinner, or nutritious treats that aren't going to make them feel bloated like we do after dinner.
So when it comes to, advising my clients for their pets during the holiday season, I always say, stick to the routine as much as possible. So, in particular, small dogs, when they are fed nutrition that is tailored to their size, so tailored to their preferences, the kibble shape and texture is made for them. We know that they're going to, consistently, they're going to have that beautiful, healthy coat. So I always recommend stay to their normal routine as much as possible. If you're really looking to give them something, as part of your dinner, something like a sweet potato or a carrot, maybe even a green bean, or maybe the tiniest little slice of turkey would be appropriate, but just make sure that there's not any seasonings or oils or anything on those that could potentially cause some upset tummies later on.
I'm assuming each of you have pets. So, species, names, ages. Come on, some more dirt.
Okay, my children are named Mimu and Choopy. Mimu's a little rescue poodle mix, and Choopy is a Puerto Rican Sato. They're street dogs, and she's sort of like a pit Boston Terrier mix. They both look like their father, my husband.
That's funny.
And I have a chocolate Labrador named Andy. He's the light of my life. I have a tuxedo cat named Boris and a leopard gecko named Diego. So we have a full house.
Oh, very cool. And what are you getting your pets this holiday season? I'm asking everybody that I interview this.
I mean, snuggles and chew toys?
I'm sure they appreciate that.
That's what I'm going to get my dogs.
My pets tend to eat dry food on a daily basis. So when it's a holiday, they usually get a little bit of canned food, and that's an extra special treat for them.